Hello, everybody. Welcome to another daily dose of gaming news and all that good stuff. And as always, also published on Rumble and on Patreon for extra support. Yeah, it's been a couple of days. I didn't manage to do any live stream. Got some pretty kind of a busy weekend, not with work, but with other stuff. And I didn't manage to do anything. I think on Friday I didn't do gaming news. It was a pretty busy. That was work busy there. But yeah, I got other stuff going on that basically I couldn't manage to do a live stream during the weekend. Again, as always, I will try to do my best. Again, I cannot commit to a fixed schedule. But yeah, uh, let's see how it goes later on. The live streams are caught up in terms of VODs, so everything is on par there. Other than that, got completed the Game Pass series here on the main page of the channel. Let's go to some news here. Something that caught my interest here. Supposedly, Microsoft is rolling out kind of a Xbox mode in supposedly all Windows 11 PCs, laptops, and all that jazz. Again, I think this is kind of the trial run per se of what will become Project Helix. I'm assuming they are using let's say all the hardware available where Windows 11 is installed, and if people want to try out this again, but it seems more likely this is kind of a, I don't know, it's not a reinstall thing. It's kind of a mode on top of what you already have on Windows 11. Again, I'm not sure how to compare with. But it's not something that it's going to be rolled out worldwide. I think this is going to be regional launches of this mode per se. Again, I'm not sure what they're trying to do here. Probably they're trying to do, I don't know, beta testing to a certain degree, because supposedly this will be launched region by region until, again, it's fully operational, let's say. Again, I think this is mainly a test run for the Project Helix, given that we don't have an official launch of the new Xbox hardware and the software there. We only hear some corporate talk with, I don't know, platitudes and bullet points of what they want to achieve with that. Even though it's interesting, again, when I saw this headline here, I thought they were basically launching a new software similar like to SteamOS, which is not the case from what I've been reading here throughout the article. It seems more like a extra program that you install or an app that you install that will give you an environment, Xbox-like environment. Even though if it is something that it can be done, for example, you install this piece of software only to use this mode per se as a, I don't know, like a operating system, let's say like SteamOS. I think it might be a better adoption than the fact that you just need to do an extra install of an app so you can run things there. It similarly tried to do some interesting stuff, for example, with SteamOS big picture kind of a thing there, which is basically supposedly you can access an aggregated game library. So I will assume not only have access to everything Xbox stored there, but also you have access, I'm assuming you have to link the accounts there to everything that you have on Steam, on GOG, or other PC platform libraries. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Again, I'm assuming this is going to be kind of a beta testing of what we're going to see on the next Xbox hardware, specifically Project Helix. At least that's the current name that is going for. Again, as you can see here, available in select markets. This is no, yeah, 11 in select markets. So it's going to be regional release there. So the only here for the Ryzen 6 coming May 19. Okay, we'll see about that if it is or not a good game. But yeah, this is what we got so far. Again, I'm not sure. We have. I will have to see after this is launched and people start using it and give some feedback of if this is any good, if it improves any kind of way the gaming experiences. Because again, as I covered last week. There seems to be an intention of Microsoft to, I don't know, optimize better the Windows 11 to be as performant as, for example, machines that have basically SteamOS installed there. At least that's the presumption that I'm making there from the statements we've been seeing there. Continue with some Steam stuff there. We got a new Steam hardware survey for latest month. It seems that finally RTX 5050 crawls there into the survey. Again, it's still, where is it? Here, RTX 5050, it only has 0.17%. Strangely enough, again, I'm not sure how it works regarding the AMD GPUs. We don't see, I think the best that we have here from AMD, at least specifically for RDNA 4, the latest generation, is the 9070 non-XT variants, which is 0.18% of what people are using there. And strangely no, and one of the things that RTX 50 series, the most popular one is the 5070, so not the TI version, which is very interesting, which basically 3%. Again, I think, again, there is a huge variety of GPUs, and usually people, again, contrary to the popular belief that everybody's playing 4K, that's not the case here. I think the majority of people still play around 1080p, even though it's slightly changing to 1440p. At least that's a perception that I get, specifically from time to time when I go to this Steam hardware survey. It seems, given the hardware, that the most prevalent one, seems that people are still playing a lot of 1080p, and some of them, even though 1440p is having a good takeoff in terms of adoption. Again, it all depends if the hardware can handle to those resolutions. In terms of VRAM GPUs, we got 16 gigabytes, almost approaching very much to the 8 gigabyte versions there. Again, then we got, interestingly enough, 1 gigabyte, 2, 3, 4. Again, I'm assuming this comes from, I don't know, laptop GPUs that have integrated graphics, or even mini PCs that you can basically divide the dedicated RAM from the system to be used by the integrated GPU there. Again, mine is only 5%. I got a 7900 XTX. I don't even know where mine is around the Steam hardware survey there, but yeah, it's interesting to see that things are evolving little by little. Again, given that the majority of people don't use high-end GPUs, they are specifically at this moment they are expensive like shit. Still a lot of, a couple of generations old GPUs still going around as the most popular. Let's say we've got, for example, the 6000 series of AMD, and I think a lot of 30 series and 40 series. I think the most popular one is still 3060 or 3070 NVIDIA GPUs. So yeah, we still have older GPUs in terms of generations being used as the most prevalent on the Steam survey there. Then we got another update for Crimson Desert. Finally, patch 1.5 releases with the rematch system of the bosses. Again, we got two modes that you can use, which is interesting, which is Reminiscence, which recreates the fight exactly as it was the first time, and Resonate, which scales the boss stats to match the player's current progression if they grow stronger since the original encounter. Again, very interesting. And then we got another caveat, which is consumables used during rematches are fully restored afterwards and no loot is dropped, making a pure skill test rather than a farming tool, which is good. So people will not use it as a farming tool and kind of break the game, let's say. And then also we got the reblockades system, which can repopulate previously liberated strongholds with enemy factions, restoring combat opportunity to areas that had gone quiet. Basically, you can control the frequency of how this happens via three settings: stable, conflict, and war. 13 factions are able to launch reblockades across 22 forts and quarries at launch. Again, seems that they are keeping their promise of putting their game better than it was at launch. They also went on the and introduced NVIDIA dynamic multi-frame generations on PC. Again, this is basically just for RTX 50 series. And yeah, basically also two critical progression bugs. Again, one is regarding legendary mounts and combat fluidity fixes, control improvements, UI quality of life changes. Again, they are doing their best, and it seems that every time they launch a patch, overall the game improves in terms of quality, which is always good to see. And then you got an interview with the Mundfish CEO, which are the developers from Atomic Heart. This is still a game that I want to play. They already launched the last DLC for this game, which is Blood and Crystal. And we got, I don't know, last year we saw their kind of event when they announced the Cube, which is kind of a MMO kind of a thing there. And then also Atomic Heart 2. It's similarly that this new Blood and Crystal will serve like a narrative gap or a connection tissue there between the first one and the Cube, but also serves as an introduction for maybe a setup for the Atomic Heart 2. Again, I never played the game, not even the DLC, so I'm not spoiled, so I'm not exactly sure how we'll connect there. But the good things from this game is, again, it seems a very positive feedback from everybody that played this game. So it's one of the reasons that I will want to continue, because I got very curious regarding the demo that I played. For them, in terms of the company itself, the game exceeded the expectations, both commercially and how the community embraced it. Even though here the only numbers that we have is 10 million players mark worldwide, so they don't specifically go about the sales there. Again, this game eventually came to the Xbox Game Pass, if not mistaken, so a little bit of muddled numbers there. And again, following the release of the fourth and final DLC on April 16, they celebrate the closing of the chapter DLC team, joined to the rest of the studio development, the Cube and Atomic Heart 2. And one of the things that that I found very interesting on that last showcase that they had regarding Atomic Heart 2 and the Cube is the fact that they announced also Mundfish Powerhouse, which is basically kind of a publisher arm, let's say, mainly because from their experience of the first game in terms of the pipeline, how they produced the game. There were some challenges there, and the fact that they took those lessons and implemented them now in the Cube and also Atomic Heart 2. It's good to see that they are at least willing to help other studios regarding this, or more in the. I think it's more for independent developers. But yeah, they go about here a lot of stuff regarding the game, but I just highlighted some things that interested me here. Regarding the DLC itself, it's just not a side story, it's a definitive conclusion of the first chapter of Atomic Heart and the direct bridge to the future, paving the way for both the Cube and Atomic Heart 2, as I mentioned. And regarding the Atomic Heart 2 kind of development stage, they asked if it is pre-alpha yet. Again, they are still, as they mentioned, just after now the launch of the DLC for now, a lot of the people also are wrapping up to those production teams. But yeah, aliveness and responsiveness to the open world and depth of the RPG mechanics, which is something that they are going basically to also fine tune there. It's also good to see that being translated on the second game there. There is also some kind of the AI tool kind of talking that we've been seeing lately. And the response that we got from Mundfish CEO is they conducted extensive internal research to evaluate the potential of AI tools for their workflows. However, at this moment, we have decided not to integrate them into our daily production pipelines. Again, daily production pipelines, I'm not sure if they are using it for, I know, weekly production pipelines. Again, I'm assuming they are not using it at the moment. Again, but again, I do concur to a certain degree, which is basically, despite the obvious advantages of AI, we are confident that our team can achieve massive success without relying on daily. But he also mentioned here regarding, again, AI tool is basically that it's a tool that can be used to, let's say, enhance the developer's workload. And he said that I think one of the main things that they can take advantage of this is like in pre-production of the game, which is iterate ideas and I don't know, free flow in terms of what you want to do with the game. I think it can be used in that sense, but I think also can be used as a tool. Again, it's a tool. As long as you don't trust too much or be too much dependent on an AI tool, it's like a carpenter being just reliant on the hammer. Everything is going to be hammered independently if a hammer is needed or not for the specific job that they are making. Again, I think there is a way of using AI tools without compromising from visual and artistic visions, and even other fields on game development. I think it's something that can be integrated in certain ways. Again, as everything that is a tool, it's how you use that tool. And we see, for example, this in a daily way. For example, on the Steam games, those little games there that you can basically see that it's basically AI generated, or at least AI tools were usually heavily used there. You can see there is a decrease in quality. I don't think there is a huge advantage for that. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see how this will progress in terms of overall game development side of things there. And then we got here something interesting here. Again, the supposedly Lego Batman Legacy of Dark Knight PC specs list, which is very weird. Again, I don't know what these people are doing here. I don't think they are working on optimizing the game for PC here. Again, just from this screenshot here, all the details regarding resolution and frames targets here, they really, the details here is they are all using FSR or any kind of upscaler turned on, even being quality or performance mode there. Again, even the from minimum specs here, they equate 10600K from Intel to a Ryzen 1600. Again, I assume this is the lowest hardware that they had to test the game here. Even like, for example, the GPUs, GeForce 960, 4 gigabytes. I'm not sure if it can handle any kind of upscaler except for maybe AMD's first generation there. Even, for example, again, this doesn't make a lot of sense. Also, to a certain degree, the 4K one, again, it's a little bit all over the place. Again, I'm not sure in terms of how this will match in terms of raw performance or not raw performance, sorry, native performance on native resolution and stuff like that. And I think, and I'm not sure, graphics details, they don't even say too much regarding kind of what they are aiming for the graphic fidelity there in terms of ultra preset or lower preset, so you have kind of idea what they're aiming for, so you have a better idea. I got Daniel Oman that went through this with more details there, and I'll refer to his video there, which is he goes about what the heck this table here. Again, it seems like a slop job. It's not. I don't think this game is going to work out very well. Again, but then you got a Lego game. I'm sure it will sell because it's a Lego IP stuff there. So in conjunction with the Batman, which is the most most well-known character inside of the movies also. Yeah, I'm not sure about this, but yeah, we'll have to wait and see how this goes. But I do recommend you checking his video regarding going through the specs. He goes even to tech power-up table of performance between GPUs and CPUs, so you have a better idea what they're trying to aim for here. He goes more in detail regarding that. But yeah, regarding news, that's it. Let's go for some gaming deals. We still have Dead Space Remake, the 2023 one. Again, I do recommend this game specifically at this price point. I made a series out of it. If you want to check it out and have an idea how it flows, I do recommend you to try out or check the first couple of episodes to have an idea how this game is. We got also Jusant, same thing. I made a series out of it. I very much enjoyed this game here, and it's 60% off, and I can recommend at this price point. We got Liza P 50% off. Again, it's one of those games that very positive feedback since it launched. And again, the Overture bundle, it's 33% off there. We got Silent Hill 2 Remake. Again, very positive feedback. I'm willing to try this one out. I never played the original one, as far as I remember. And it's still 50% off at the time of recording, around about 28 hours or so until it wraps up this promotion here. We got Slay the Spire, the first one, again, 75% off. This is kind of a no-brainer if you like roguelike deck builders here. This is kind of the standard, the benchmark of deck builders here. I already put out 150 hours or so on this game, and I did enjoy very much. I'm just waiting for Slay the Spire to come out in full release and to give it a go. But yeah, I do recommend if you want to try out something good in terms of how it goes here in this kind of games. I really do recommend this one. Then you got the two Star Wars Jedi, The Fallen Order and Survivor here. I can recommend at this price point. Again, it's one of those games that I also made a series out of it. If you want to check out the first couple episodes to have an idea in terms of how it performs and how it goes, I can recommend this game at this price point. Again, they are not perfect games. They have some issues here and there in terms of performance, still some bugs here and there. But at this price point, I can justify the purchase there on the basic versions of the games. I think they are still pretty good there. Even though Jedi Survivor is a little bit improvements in all aspects comparing to Fallen Order. Again, interesting story, decent combat, and this latest one is a little bit better than the previous one in terms of everything there. And again, it seems we have okay. This is the May the 4th promotion again. I'm assuming all Star Wars games are now on sale also. But yeah, this is the two that I played, and I do recommend at this price point again. But yeah, that's it for today. I'll wrap up here with just a plug my Patreon. At this moment, I don't do anything exclusive, and I don't intend to. I just use Patreon as a way of people, if they are on that platform, to give some extra support there if they want. But yeah, other than that, I will try to do some live stream later on during the day. But other than that, hopefully I will see you tomorrow with some gaming news program. In the meanwhile, I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you in the next one. So until then, Kunamy Master out.